Hey, this is Gail Banks, coming to you from SEMA 2017. Here's the 3.5 EcoBoost. I'm in love with this engine. We've created a cold air system for the pickup trucks with a big mouth inlet, what we call our slipper mount for the air filter, which can move with the engine rock inside of the cold air housing, and then a CFD, computer fluid dynamics developed inlet tube. Is it good? Well, the filtration is excellent because the velocity through the filter material is kept low. The airflow is excellent because there's so much filter area. We're getting a little bit of ram air pressure at the inlet, and we've developed this whole thing using our density measuring device in the Banks iDash 1.8. This is a tool. What these 1.8 iDashes do is they mount in a normal gauge position, but it's a super gauge, it's a controller, it's a development tool, and it's a data logger. You put a micro SD card in the face of the gauge and you can log up to 50 channels, 10 hertz. So, also interesting here on the display is our Derringer Inline Tuner. It's kind of a hideout thing. It's not screaming at you. No big box, no big label. The electronics are built into the connector. So, it's easy to install. It's easy to remove as well for warranty purposes. You can control it with a switch, or you can control it from an iDash. The two together become what we call a 6-gun tuning bundle. Also, the iDash reads manifold air density and boost air density and ambient air density. This obsoletes the boost gauge, which should have been gone 50 years ago anyway. It reads everything on your CAN bus that's of interest to an enthusiast or an engine developer is available here. It also reads compressor and intercooler efficiency. So if you bought anything like a compressor wheel, compressor cover, bigger turbo, somebody's intercooler, you can instantly evaluate it as to its efficiency and density, air density production. Air density is how much oxygen you can stuff in a cubic foot. Engines pump CFM. They pump their own displacement every 2 revolutions. This density measurement is the density of each cubic foot pumped. That air mass, pounds of air, is what you mix with pounds of fuel to obtain your air-fuel ratio. It also can control our straight shot water meth system, which is new and revolutionary. We call it Gen 2 because unlike any other product on the market, it's interrogating the OBD information. So we're making injection decisions based on that information, and no one else is. So the Derringer gives you what we call active tuning and active safety. It's constantly watching the opportunity. If you've got low octane gasoline somehow, it tunes back. If you've got higher octane gasoline, it's constantly pushing the safe limit on any given day with any given octane. It also has, as part of its active safety, the ability to bypass itself if anything happens with the power supply to it, like a fuse blows, or any part of the circuitry fails. automatically bypasses itself. It's unique in that respect. We've tested the competition. When you blow a fuse with one of those, your horsepower goes negative and then recovers in limp home. We don't do that. We don't go negative horsepower. We don't kick out codes, all like all the others. It just dials it back to stock and we're bypassed. That's a big deal in my mind. We're approaching 100 horsepower with this inline piece, and it's well priced. So, cold air intake, the Banks ram air, the Derringer Inline Tuner, the iDash 1.8 super gauge and controller, the Banks straight shot water methanol, and the ability to read air density rather than boost. You Ford guys, we're also doing the 2.3 EcoBoost in the Mustangs. I've got my own, I'm hot rodding that. Same type of equipment, and some optional turbos already for the Mustangs and coming for the 3.5. When we're done, we will have covered the whole EcoBoost spectrum. 1.6, 2.0, 2.3, 2.7, and 3.5.